Secretary General Jaafar Shaari, thank you so much for joining us. Let's get straight into it. When Nejmuddin Erbakan envisioned the D8 20 years ago, he saw it as a platform for social equity, economic development, not just for Muslims, but for the population of the world. 20 years on, how close are we to those goals?
We are certainly, indebted to the late Prime Minister Erbakan, who initiated this D8 grouping of Muslim countries. 1997 was the year of financial crisis. But when you look at the success story of some member countries in particular, if you look at 8 member countries, for example, Turkey and Malaysia, that has graduated into almost coming to a higher income country. And soon, I believe, both would qualify to become a developed countries. You look at a country like Bangladesh, it used to be a least developed country, before in that category. But now Bangladesh has become a lower middle income country. So that, I think, is quite an achievement. D8, when it was formed in 1997, the idea was to look at project initiative, both a government project as well as private sector. In trade, for example, we set the target for 20 years, then we should be able to reach like intra-trade among the 8 of US $500 billion. Now intra-trade as reaching like 150 billion US dollars. I think that's quite a success story.
In the case of the D8, particularly some countries, they've had very strained relations in the past. It's almost as if the government needs to get out of the way of the private sector.
Yes.
Is that something that you see the D8 being able to accomplish, putting the economy and the mutual economic interests before politics?
Well, I'm not saying politics is not important. I think it is always a political will that establishes the economic will then. But at the same time, in the context of D8, we need to work hard to develop the economic cooperation for the need of the people, for the sustainable economic development, for raising the standard of the citizen in member countries. And this is a call from me as a new Secretary General to all member countries to focus on this, to give priority at least to the aid. I think I'm not saying that member countries are not committed, but priority perhaps is not there.
Now, when we talk about the member states, they have some of the youngest populations in the entire world.
Yes.
You're embarking on the third 10-year plan. By the time it's over, an entire generation will have grown up. What do you see the D8 contributing to that generation?
My plan is that I will start connecting to all these institutions. Not only the Institute of Higher Learning institution, we are looking at university in particular. We are looking at universities that can provide the training, a special training program for the youth from member countries. I've been talking to a number of institutions, and I'm happy to say that I think they are more than willing to start this kind of a program.
So let's break down what's on cards for the private sector. Let's talk about business visas. Let's talk about the movement of money.
Yes.
Let's talk about the movement of expat workers and watching out for their rights. What's being done for that?
During the 9th summit, Honorable President speak a lot about the new image of D8, about introducing new initiative. And he was talking about having like what you say, payment support arrangement. We are right now working with one company to look at a payment, they call it D8 payment system, that we want to introduce something like a smart card for D8 member countries, so that can provide facility for business transaction in all areas. So the system built will consider putting element into facilitating the need for all the workers in the member countries to repatriate money, for example. So we are looking into all these possibilities now, and we hope that member country can support this kind of program.